Hello and welcome back to After Work English. I'm Sophie, and I'm very happy you're here with us today.
And I'm Jake. If your morning felt a little messy, a little rushed, or a little too human, you are in exactly the right place.
Today, we're talking about how to build an efficient morning habit, or a morning routine that actually helps you live better.
Not a superhero morning, not a 5 o'clock, ice bath, green juice, write a book before sunrise kind of morning.
No, thank you.
Absolutely no thank you.
We mean a real morning, a morning for busy adults, a morning that gives you a bit more calm, a bit more direction, and a bit more trust in yourself.
Because many people think an efficient morning habit means doing more things, but often it means doing fewer things with less chaos.
Yes, less chaos is beautiful.
That should be on a mug.
If you stay with us, this episode will help you think about what kind of morning actually fits your life, why so many morning plans fail, and how to build a routine that feels steady instead of stressful.
We'll also explain some useful words naturally as we go, so you can improve your English and your mornings at the same time.
This episode is around B1 to B2 level, so some parts may sound a little richer, but we will keep things clear.
And if you miss a few words, that is okay. Stay with the main idea, and you can always come back later for more.
And before we go further, here is a small question for later if you want to answer it.
You can tell us, what is the first thing you usually do after you wake up? Is it helpful, neutral, or not so helpful?
That one question can already show you a lot.
It really can. Sometimes the whole morning begins with one tiny move. Phone, water, curtain, snooze button, coffee, panic.
Especially panic.
A classic breakfast.
So let's begin with a simple idea. An efficient morning habit is not a performance, it is a support system.
I like that phrase, support system. Something that quietly helps you.
Exactly. A good morning routine should reduce friction. Friction means small resistance, the little things that make an action harder.
Like when your phone is next to your bed, your clothes are not ready, your keys are missing, and your brain has to wake up by solving 10 small problems.
That is friction everywhere.
And when there is too much friction, you don't feel calm. You feel behind before the day even starts.
So the goal is not to create a perfect morning. The goal is to create an easier beginning.
Let's imagine 2 mornings. In the first one, your alarm rings, you open your eyes, and within 30 seconds, you are checking messages, reading bad news, and comparing your life to 3 strangers online.
That morning already feels crowded.
Yes, your body is awake, but your mind is being pulled in 10 directions.
In the second morning, your alarm rings. You sit up, drink some water, open the curtain, and take 1 full minute before looking at any screen.
The second morning is not dramatic, but it gives your brain a gentle start.
That gentle start matters. People often underestimate that.
Underestimate means they do not fully see the importance of something.
Thank you, Teacher Jake.
I accept payment in toast.
Fair. So if you want an efficient morning habit, the first question is not, what is the most impressive routine? The first question is, what helps me begin the day with less confusion?
And that answer will be different for different people.
Yes, if you live alone and work from home, your morning can look one way. If you have children, a long commute, roommates, or shift work, it can look completely different.
This is important because many people fail by copying someone else's routine without copying someone else's life.
That is such a good point.
Let me tell you a little story. I once knew a woman named Mira. She saw a video called something like, My Perfect 90-Minute Morning Routine.
Ah, yes, the dangerous video.
Very dangerous. Mira decided she would wake up early, stretch for 20 minutes, journal for 15, read for 30, make a perfect breakfast, and review her goals.
And let me guess, after 3 days, she was tired, annoyed, and maybe angry at the sun itself.
Exactly. She worked a full-time job, had a long train ride, and usually slept too late because she was preparing things at night. The routine looked inspiring, but it did not fit her real life.
So what happened?
She changed the question. Instead of asking, "What is the best morning routine?" she asked, "What is the smallest morning routine that would genuinely help me?"
That is a much kinder question.
Her new routine was simple. Put her phone on a desk across the room, drink water, open the window, get dressed in clothes chosen the night before, spend 5 minutes planning the top 2 tasks of the day.
That's it?
That's it.
And did it work?
Yes, because she could repeat it. And repetition creates consistency.
Consistency is one of the most important words here. It means doing something regularly, again and again, even if it is small.
A small routine you do 5 days a week is usually more powerful than a beautiful routine you do twice and then abandon.
Abandon means stop completely, leave behind.
Exactly. And every time Mira kept that small promise to herself, she built self-trust.
I love self-trust. It means you begin to believe, when I say I will do something, I probably will.
That feeling changes more than your morning. It changes the way you see yourself.
So if you are listening and thinking, my mornings are too messy, I can never do this, please pause that thought.
Yes, you do not need a complicated morning. You need a believable one.
Believable is such a useful word here. A believable routine is one your real self can actually follow.
Not your fantasy self. Not your future self who apparently sleeps 8 perfect hours, owns matching glass containers, and smiles while cutting fruit at dawn.
That woman sounds lovely, but she is not always available.
She is fully booked.
Let's talk about another truth. Morning habits often begin the night before.
This is where some people say, no, don't take my evening too.
I understand, but just a little evening support can make the morning much easier.
If your bag is packed, your clothes are ready, and you know what breakfast will be, your morning requires fewer decisions.
And fewer decisions mean less mental noise.
There is a phrase for that: decision fatigue. It means your brain gets tired from making too many choices.
So if you wake up and immediately have to decide what to wear, what to eat, where your charger is, whether you have time to wash your hair, and what is urgent today, you are already spending energy.
But if 2 or 3 of those decisions were made last night, your morning becomes lighter.
I think people sometimes imagine efficiency as speed only, but real efficiency is also clarity.
Yes, not just fast, but clear.
Here's a small metaphor. A good morning habit is like laying out a path in the dark. When you wake up, you do not want to build the path. You want to walk it.
That is lovely. Also true. At 6:30 in the morning, I do not want to negotiate with life.
No deep philosophy before tea.
Please, no.
Let's bring in another mini story. Think about Daniel. He is a father of 2 children. His mornings are noisy. Someone cannot find a sock. Someone suddenly hates bread. Someone remembers a school project exactly 8 minutes before leaving.
This is a very specific chaos.
And a very common one. Daniel used to feel bad because he could not do the calm routines he saw online. Then he changed his idea of success.
What did success become?
Success became this: wake up 10 minutes before the children, stand in the kitchen in silence for 1 minute, drink water, look at his calendar, and prepare 1 calm sentence for the morning.
1 calm sentence?
Yes, something like, "We are not late yet. Let's do the next thing." Or, We only need simple breakfast today. That sentence helped him not spread stress to the whole house.
That's brilliant, actually.
His efficient morning habit was not yoga on the balcony. It was emotional steadiness in a loud kitchen.
That counts. It absolutely counts.
Maybe even more.
So when we talk about building an efficient morning habit, we are not only talking about tasks, we are also talking about tone.
Tone is important. What feeling enters the room first? Rush, shame, anger, or something softer, like direction?
This matters because many people try to build routines using self-criticism.
Yes, they talk to themselves like a very rude manager.
Why are you like this? Come on, be better. You always fail.
That voice rarely creates lasting change. It may create fear, but not trust.
And fear is heavy to carry at breakfast.
Instead, a more useful voice says, "What would make tomorrow morning 10% easier?"
10% easier is a wonderful target. Small enough to be real.
Maybe that means putting your phone away from the bed.
Maybe it means setting out your shoes if you want a short walk.
Maybe it means choosing one breakfast for weekdays so you don't think about it every morning.
Maybe it means a 2-minute stretch while the kettle boils.
Or writing one line on a sticky note, "Today, just start gently."
I think another helpful idea is to create a morning anchor.
Let's explain that word. An anchor is something heavy that keeps a boat in place. In habits, an anchor is one stable action that helps hold the routine together.
So your anchor could be making the bed, or drinking water, or opening the curtains, or sitting at the table for 3 quiet minutes.
And when life is busy, you can return to that anchor.
This is useful because not every morning has the same amount of time.
Exactly. Some mornings are full mornings. Some are minimum mornings.
I love that phrase, minimum morning.
A full morning might include water, stretching, breakfast, planning, maybe reading a page in English. A minimum morning might be water, one deep breath, and clothes already waiting for you.
And minimum is not failure. Minimum is strategy.
Yes, strategy means a smart plan for a real situation.
If your routine only works on easy days, it is not a strong routine.
Strong routines survive normal life.
That should also be on a mug.
We're building a whole mug collection today.
Let's talk about phones for a minute, because they often become the main character of the morning.
An uninvited main character.
Very uninvited. If the phone is the first thing you touch, your attention is immediately borrowed by other people, other headlines, other demands.
Borrowed is a good word. Your attention is no longer fully yours.
So one practical idea is to delay phone use for 5, 10, or 15 minutes if possible.
And if that sounds impossible, do not panic. Make it smaller. Start with 2 minutes.
Or decide that you can use your phone only after one anchor habit.
For example, I can check messages after I drink water and open the curtains.
That little rule creates order.
It also creates momentum. Momentum means the feeling of moving forward more easily after you begin.
Like the first domino falling and helping the next one fall.
Exactly. And mornings often depend more on momentum than motivation.
That is important. Motivation is the feeling of wanting to do something, but that feeling changes. Momentum can carry you when motivation is weak.
So you do not need to wake up inspired every day. You just need your first step to be clear.
Let me share one more story. Lena was studying English while working long hours. She wanted calm mornings, but she was always tired and kept pressing snooze.
Very relatable.
She thought the answer was to become a totally different person. Earlier bedtime, perfect routine, no mistakes.
That sounds exhausting already.
It was. Then she tried a softer version. She kept one glass of water near the sink, not near the bed, so she had to stand up. She chose one simple breakfast for weekdays, and while eating, she listened to 3 minutes of English audio.
That's lovely because it connects the morning habit to something meaningful.
Yes, her morning was not long, but it matched her values. She wanted better English, a calmer start, and fewer rushed choices.
And that is another key idea. Good habits are easier to keep when they connect to identity and values.
Meaning, not just, what do I do, but who do I want to be?
Maybe you want to be the kind of person who starts gently, or the kind of person who prepares instead of panics, or the kind of person who gives attention to health before noise.
When a routine matches that deeper picture, it feels less random.
It feels like care, not punishment.
Let's make this even more practical. If someone listening says, "Okay, but where do I begin tomorrow?" I would say, choose one action that takes under 2 minutes and one action that removes friction.
Give us examples.
Under 2 minutes, drink water, open the curtain, write the top task, stand up when the alarm rings, wash your face, put both feet on the floor, and breathe.
And removing friction?
Put clothes out tonight. Prepare breakfast ingredients. Charge your phone away from the bed. Leave your notebook on the table. Put your keys in the same place every evening.
Those are simple, but simple is often exactly what works.
People sometimes reject simple ideas because they look too small.
Yes, but small actions repeated become structure.
And structure can feel kind. Not strict, kind.
I want to repeat something important. Efficiency is not the same as pressure.
Say that again.
Efficiency is not the same as pressure.
Good. Because some listeners may hear the word efficient and imagine cold, hard, joyless mornings.
But we are not trying to become machines. We are trying to become less scattered.
Scattered means your attention and energy are all over the place.
An efficient morning can still be slow. It can still include quiet. It can still include beauty, like morning light on the wall, or the smell of coffee or a song you love.
I'm glad you said that, because calm is productive in its own way.
Absolutely. Calm helps you think. Calm helps you remember. Calm helps you respond instead of react.
Respond means act with some choice. React often means act too quickly, without space.
So maybe part of your morning habit is not adding something. Maybe it is protecting something.
Protecting the first 10 minutes from noise.
Protecting your attention.
Protecting your mood.
Protecting your relationship with yourself.
That last one matters a lot.
It does. Because if every morning starts with disappointment, the day carries that feeling forward.
But if the morning starts with one small success, even very small, the day begins differently.
You feel, I have started.
And starting is powerful.
Now, of course, there will be imperfect mornings. Oversleeping mornings, sick mornings, travel mornings, late bus mornings. Mornings when life says, not today.
In those moments, the skill is not perfection. The skill is reset.
Reset means you return without making the mistake bigger than it is.
So instead of saying, "I missed my routine, everything is ruined," you say, "Today is unusual. I will do the smallest version."
Water, breath, shoes, done.
Exactly. A routine becomes sustainable when it includes mercy.
Mercy is a beautiful word. Here, it means kindness when things are hard.
And that kindness is not weakness. It helps you continue.
Before we move to our vocabulary review, let's do a small recap and some reassurance.
If your morning routine has failed before, that does not mean you are lazy or hopeless.
It may simply mean the routine was too big, too borrowed, too strict, or not connected to your real life.
A better morning habit is usually smaller than you think, more flexible than you think, and more personal than you think.
Start with one anchor. Remove one point of friction. Prepare one thing the night before. Protect a little space from screens if you can.
And remember, confidence often grows after action, not before it.
Yes, you do the small thing, and then confidence says, "Oh, maybe we can do this."
That is much more realistic than waiting to feel ready.
Now let's move into a vocabulary review. We'll go over some useful words and phrases from today, with simple meanings and examples.
We have 9 today, which is a very satisfying number.
Number 1. Efficient. Efficient means working well without wasting time or energy. Example: my morning routine is short, but it is efficient because it helps me get ready without stress.
Number 2. Friction. Friction means small resistance that makes something harder to do. Example: keeping my phone beside the bed creates friction because I start scrolling instead of getting up.
Number 3. Consistency. Consistency means doing something regularly over time. Example: I saw progress because of consistency, not because of one perfect morning.
Number 4. Anchor. An anchor is one stable habit that holds the routine together. Example: drinking water after I wake up is my morning anchor.
Number 5. Momentum. Momentum is the energy that helps you keep moving after you begin. Example: once I made my bed, I had momentum and started the rest of the day more easily.
Number 6. Scattered. Scattered means not focused, with attention in many places. Example: when I check 5 apps before breakfast, I feel scattered.
Number 7. Realistic. Realistic means possible in real life, not only in theory. Example: a 10-minute routine is more realistic for me than a 1-hour routine.
Number 8. Reset. Reset means to begin again after a problem or interruption. Example: I overslept, so I did a quick reset and followed the smallest version of my routine.
Number 9. Self-trust. Self-trust means confidence that you will do what you say you will do. Example: each small habit helped me build self-trust.
If you want, you can pause this episode and say those words out loud. Efficient. Friction. Consistency. Anchor. Momentum. Scattered. Realistic. Reset. Self-trust.
Saying words aloud really helps them stay in your mind.
And now for a tiny piece of homework.
Very tiny. Friendly homework.
Tonight, choose just 2 things for tomorrow morning.
1 anchor habit.
And 1 friction remover.
For example, your anchor habit could be drinking water.
And your friction remover could be putting your clothes out tonight.
Then tomorrow, notice how the morning feels. Not perfect or imperfect. Just notice.
And if you'd like to leave a comment, tell us your 2 choices, or tell us 1 small change that would make your morning easier.
We'd really love to hear that.
We would. And if this episode helped, you can share it with a friend who is tired of fighting with the morning.
Or with a friend who thinks productivity means suffering.
Yes, send it with love.
Thank you for spending this time with us today. We hope this conversation gave you not pressure, but a gentler path.
A path you do not have to build all at once.
Just one small step, then another.
Until the morning starts to feel a little more like yours.
Take care of yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. And we'll be here next time.
Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.